Hey you guys, Beth Bruttati here, and today we are going to do the fall favorites tag, aka the basic white girl tag, because let's face it, when it comes to fall, suddenly every girl is in love with pumpkin spice lattes. So, this only has like 10 things on it, but we're going to jump right into it. You guys already know that fall is like absolutely my favorite time of the year. It's kind of weird because fall in Dallas is very, very different than fall ever was in Ohio. So it's been kind of, I don't want to say it's bad, it's just really different. It's pleasant. It doesn't get cold at night, so you can actually enjoy the whole day. But that's irrelevant. We're not going to get into all that and like what happens when you move, basically. So the first thing that is the first category is candles. Now, Aaron and I have totally different opinions on what our house should smell like in the fall. I pretty much want everything ever to smell like pumpkins all the time, year round. I only buy wallflower refills during Halloween, so if I run out before Halloween, I just leave them empty. So my candle of choice is the caramel pumpkin swirl. I wanted to get a bunch of pumpkin candles. Aaron vetoed that idea because he doesn't think our house should always smell like dessert, but I do. This one is just really sweet and delicious, and I love it. It has like that vanilla icing smell to it too. So this is my favorite. For Aaron, he picked the Mahogany Teakwood. He and Amanda actually outvoted me on this one. To me, this smells like a sexy man, so I'm okay with my house smelling like it, but it doesn't smell like fall to me. It smells more winter. Honestly, this smells like winter to me. So for lip colors in the fall, I typically am attracted to things that remind me of fall leaves. So those burnt oranges, those yellows, those warm tones, those reds, but those like warm reds. Although right now I'm not doing too well with colors like that because of my hair color, because it's more like red-based violet. But I am a huge fan of, like, this is called Coral Luster from the Sephora collection Luster Mats. This was actually on sale, went on sale for $7. But there's a new one that's closer to the color I like called Russet Luster, something like that. And then, like, for example, today I mixed together two OCC lip tars in Harlot and Lament. I brought in the Lament to bring that warm element to it because otherwise it's more of a pinky red. So, yeah, these are the kinds of colors I like for fall. The next item on the list is your favorite drink for fall. I feel like 90% of the people who do this are going to say something about the caramel brulee or the pumpkin spice. I, however, drink chai lattes year round. Usually if I'm getting it at Starbucks, I will get like the Oprah chai because it helps with educational funding, whatever. But I do the chai and then I usually get it double dirty because I love me some espresso. At home, I'll use the Tazo concentrate, or usually I just brew tea and dump a little bit of cold brew in it. So this is the Tazo concentrate. So during the fall, my favorite blush colors are absolutely nothing like my favorite lip colors, which is kind of a conundrum. My favorites are going to be in here, actually. So I will say I do like things like this Laura Mercier cheek quad. I actually have no idea what these are called. The back of it says Mosaic, so meh. Like this color up here, I really, really like those, but typically for fall, I will wear something like MAC Coygirl, which is this guy. Lately, I've actually been wearing Rockateur from Benefit, which looks like this. Yes, I have extremely hit pan on that, but those are more of the colors I wear in the fall, which is really funny because I like my lips to be more of that warm coral orangey color. It doesn't make any sense. The next item on here is clothing. For clothing, I definitely absolutely love things like scarves. And this one's actually pretty cool. I got it off of Etsy from Hookedwear. And with this one, it can actually be a cowl or a scarf. And it has like fringe at the bottom. So I really, really like this. It just came in the mail today. And I'm already nerding out because I had been looking for something exactly like this last year and I couldn't find anything. And then I happened to, what was I looking for on Etsy? I think hats. And I saw this and I was like, it has to be mine. So these are definitely my like favorite items for fall are scarves and like gloves. I love gloves. I love just like anything I can cuddle up inside of. I will say, important note, I've never had a Snuggie. So I feel like if I had a Snuggie, that would be my favorite item. The next item on the list is your favorite movie. And for me, I would have to say the movie that plays kind of from September to January in my house is The Nightmare Before Christmas. So that would have to be my favorite movie overall for fall. However, like thinking back through my childhood and kind of like the movie I know I've watched every single fall since it came out would be, I mean, obviously Night Before Christmas and then Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is a little more specific to fall. I don't watch that one year round, though I'm not against the idea. It just doesn't typically, I don't get in the mood for Hocus Pocus until fall. The next item on the list is my favorite TV show for fall. So I know a lot of people kind of have their shows on like the fall lineup and things like that. I don't have cable, and I haven't had cable for over a year. It's just not something we use in our house, so we canceled it a long time ago. But we do have like Crunchyroll, and we have Hulu Plus, and we have Netflix and Amazon Prime. So I can watch TV shows, but there's not really anything that's like specific to fall. I will say mostly what I watch in this house is cooking shows and like home network stuff, so I'm not terribly interesting. If I had to think of something that would be like fall related growing up, I always look forward to the Simpsons Halloween specials. Those were like my jam, especially when they would like marathon all the previous years and then show the new one. Oh my god, I like lived for that every year growing up. The next thing on the list is your favorite Thanksgiving food. Now this one is pretty much the same for like 90% of Americans, but I love me some pumpkin pie. I actually made 2 different pies last year, both vegan, to kind of try out 2 different recipes. Both were delicious. And then I will also say I love anything with sweet potatoes. However, Aaron does not really like sweet potatoes, so good news is I get it all to myself. The bad news is he doesn't really want any. So I always feel like a fatty making an entire like sweet potato casserole for myself. I will also say that growing up, my mom's cousin or like my aunt's cousin or somebody like a second cousin, somebody I grew up with thinking that they were my aunt and they're not an aunt now that I'm old enough to know better, always made something called Amish tapioca every year, and it was so freaking good. It was like tapioca pudding and mandarin oranges and like whipped cream, and you like whipped it all together, and it was all light and fluffy, and I need to make a vegan version of it because it was really good, and I haven't had it in over 8 years, so yeah, that was delicious. The last one on here is your favorite Halloween costume. So this has always been really hard for me because before I knew there was a such thing as gothic subculture, I always just thought I was a big freaking weirdo. So I will say that I tended to look up to people like, well, I thought Lisa Simpson was super rad because she's a weirdo in her own right. And then Wednesday Addams was actually my first girl crush. And I actually really liked Kat from Casper too, now that I think about it. So Christina Ricci all the way. And then I have to say I also really looked up to Lydia Deetz growing up. And I one of my favorite Halloween costumes that I've done in the past was the year that I did Lydia Deetz, because I cut my hair to have her like bangs, and I like, you know, spiked them, and I put in hair extensions so it would be long, and I made her like spiderweb tunic. I was the cartoon version of Lydia. If I can find a picture, I'll put that in. But I will have to say Halloween has always been about getting to embrace the fact that I'm a giant weirdo, so I would have to say the costume I did of Lydia Deetz would be my favorite. So what I'm going to be this year may end up being my new favorite if I even end up doing it. I don't know if we're doing anything for Halloween because we're going to be in the middle of moving, but if I do, I will definitely put up a video with like an outfit of the day of it or something. But that is about it for the fall favorites tag, aka the basic white girl tag. I think everybody should do this. I definitely think Meranduh should do this. I think she would dig this tag, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.